Welcome back to Retired Pennies World. In today's video, we are taking a deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. history, the 1965 quarter dollar without a mint mark. At first glance, this coin may seem ordinary, just another piece of pocket change, but for collectors and coin enthusiasts, it holds significant historical value and the potential for substantial monetary worth. What makes the 1965 quarter so special is that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint but does not carry a mint mark, a detail that often surprises those who are newer to coin collecting. This decision by the U.S. Mint was part of a national effort to discourage coin hoarding during a coin shortage in the mid-1960s, which adds a unique story to every 1965 quarter. Let's begin with the obverse of the coin. The 1965 quarter retains the classic George Washington portrait, a design that has been a staple of the Washington Quarter series since 1932. The inscriptions read "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," with the date clearly marked as 1965. The absence of a mint mark below the date is perfectly normal for this year, but it also serves as a key identifier for collectors. During this period, coins from Philadelphia were intentionally minted without a mint mark, while coins from Denver or San Francisco during other years would carry D or S, respectively. For collectors, this subtle difference can make the difference between a common coin and a sought-after collectible. The reverse side of the 1965 quarter features the iconic bald eagle design, which has long been a symbol of American strength and pride. The eagle stands with its wings spread, clutching a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, with the inscriptions "United States of America, E Pluribus Unum," and "Quarter Dollar" surrounding the eagle. This classic reverse design is highly recognizable and adds historical significance, especially as it represents one of the first quarters struck in the new copper-nickel clad composition, rather than the traditional 90% silver that had been used in previous decades. This transition marked a turning point in U.S. coinage, making the 1965 quarter not only a collector's item, but also a piece of numismatic history. The 1965 quarter is composed of a copper core with outer layers of copper and nickel, giving it a silver-like appearance without containing any actual silver. While this means most circulated coins are only worth face value, the true value of these quarters lies in their condition, rarity in higher grades, and the possibility of mint errors. Coins that have been preserved in uncirculated condition with original mint luster, sharp details, and minimal scratches are far more valuable. High-grade coins, especially those graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services, have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars, and in rare instances, exceptional examples have reached over $1,000 at auction. Collectors are also very interested in error coins from 1965. During this transitional period, some quarters were struck with double die errors, off-center strikes, weak strikes, or die cracks, all of which are highly sought after by numismatists. Depending on the rarity and condition of the error, such coins can be worth significantly more than standard high-grade quarters, sometimes fetching hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These errors make the 1965 quarter exciting because even ordinary-looking coins have the potential to contain hidden surprises. For anyone who finds a 1965 quarter in their pocket, drawer, or collection, it's important to examine it carefully. Look for strong, crisp details on Washington's portrait and the eagle's feathers. Check the coin's edges for wear, and inspect the surface for unusual markings that could indicate an error. It's equally important to avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can drastically reduce its collector value. Proper storage in a coin holder or protective sleeve is highly recommended for anyone who believes they have a high-grade or potentially valuable coin. The historical significance of the 1965 quarter extends beyond its composition and mint mark. This coin represents a period in American history when the country faced a coin shortage, leading the mint to remove mint marks and switch to a clad composition. It also sits at the threshold of the state quarters program, which would begin in 1999, meaning this coin is part of the final era of traditional Washington quarters before modern design changes. Owning a 1965 quarter is like holding a small piece of history in your hand, a coin that tells the story of its time while offering potential financial rewards to those who collect carefully. In conclusion, the 1965 USA quarter without a mint mark may appear ordinary at first glance, but in high-grade condition or with rare mint errors, it can be worth hundreds or even over $1,000. This coin serves as a reminder that valuable treasures can still be hiding in everyday circulation. Whether you're a beginner collector or a seasoned numismatist, checking your quarters carefully can uncover incredible finds. So next time you handle a coin from 1965, take a closer look. It might just be more valuable than you ever imagined. Next up, we are focusing on the 1979 United States quarter dollar with the D mint mark, a coin that many collectors keep an eye on due to its historical significance and potential value. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which has been producing coins for collectors and circulation alike for well over a century. Even though the 1979 quarter is still relatively common, high-grade examples and rare errors can make this coin surprisingly valuable to collectors. The obverse of the 1979 D quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, along with the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1979. The D mint mark appears to the right of Washington's ponytail. This coin is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 and continued with this classic design until the launch of the State Quarters program in 1999. Collectors often pay close attention to the sharpness of Washington's portrait, the details in his hair, and the clarity of the lettering, as these factors can significantly affect the coin's value. The obverse of the 1979 D quarter features the bald eagle design, with wings outstretched and perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath. The inscriptions "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and "Quarter Dollar" surround the eagle. Strongly struck coins with crisp details, especially around the eagle's feathers and arrows, are highly desirable to collectors. The 1979 D quarter is made of copper-nickel clad, consisting of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. Because it contains no precious metals, the coin's value is largely determined by its condition, strike quality, and rarity of errors. Most circulated examples are worth face value, but uncirculated or high-grade coins can sell for several dollars, and exceptional professional-graded coins may fetch much more. Some 1979 D quarters are also sought after because of minting errors, which can greatly increase their value. These errors include double die strikes, off-center strikes, weak strikes, or die cracks. Depending on the rarity and condition, error coins from this year have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars, making them exciting finds for collectors. If you have a 1979 D quarter, it's important to examine it carefully. Check the coin under good lighting for sharp details, luster, and any unusual markings that might indicate an error. Always remember never to clean your coins, as this can reduce their value significantly. If you believe you have a high-grade or error coin, consider storing it safely in a coin holder and possibly submitting it for professional grading. Next up, we are diving deep into one of the most interesting quarters from the 1970s, the 1974 United States quarter dollar. While at first glance it might look like just another coin you could find in your pocket, the 1974 quarter has several aspects that make it a fascinating collectible. Whether you are a beginner just starting out in coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, this coin deserves a closer look. The obverse of the 1974 quarter features the classic George Washington portrait, which has been a staple of the Washington Quarter series since 1932. Around the portrait, you'll find the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the year 1974. One key detail collectors always pay attention to is the mint mark, which tells you where the coin was produced. For the 1974 quarter, you may see a D mint mark for Denver, an S mint mark for San Francisco, or no mint mark, which indicates the coin was produced in Philadelphia. Each mint has its own slight differences in striking, and coins from certain mints in top condition are often more sought after by collectors. Turning to the reverse, the coin displays the iconic bald eagle design, a symbol of American strength and pride. The eagle stands with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows in an olive branch, with inscriptions reading United States of America, E pluribus unum, and $quarter. Collectors often examine the sharpness of the eagle's feathers, the clarity of the inscriptions, and the overall detail of the design. Coins with crisp details and full original luster are far more valuable than circulated coins, which typically show wear and flattened designs. The 1974 quarter is composed of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, giving it the familiar silver-colored appearance. While it contains no precious metals like silver, its value comes from condition, rarity, and mint errors. Most quarters from 1974 that have been heavily circulated are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, coins preserved in excellent condition, particularly those that are uncirculated or in mint sets, can fetch several $100s. In exceptional cases, professional graded coins have sold for over $1,000. The difference between a common circulated coin and a high-grade collectible can be dramatic. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1974 quarter for collectors is the possibility of mint errors. During production, some coins were struck with double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, weak strikes, or die cracks. These errors can significantly increase the value of a coin. For example, a 1974 quarter with a noticeable double die on the date or lettering could be worth hundreds of dollars, depending on the severity and collector demand. Even coins that appear ordinary at first glance can hold hidden treasures for those who know what to look for. Collectors also pay close attention to grading, which measures a coin's condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better preservation. Circulated 1974 quarters often fall between grades 30 and 60, while uncirculated or mint state coins are graded MS60 to MS67 or higher. A higher grade usually translates to higher value, particularly when the coin has sharp details, no scratches, and strong original luster. Professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC provide authentication and grading, which can dramatically increase the market value of a rare or high-grade coin. If you happen to have a 1974 quarter, it's worth examining it closely. Check for sharp details in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Look for strong luster and clean surfaces, and examine the coin under good lighting for any unusual marks that could indicate an error. Never clean your coin, as cleaning can drastically reduce collector value. Coins in top condition or with notable errors should be stored safely in coin holders or protective flips, and professional grading is recommended for anyone who suspects their coin may be valuable. Historically, the 1974 quarter is also significant because it represents a period of transition in American coinage. The mid-70s saw changes in production processes, minting technology, and collector interest. This coin bridges the gap between the classic Washington quarters of earlier decades and the modern state and commemorative quarters that would follow in the late 19th century. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of history that captures a snapshot of American coinage during that era. Next up, we are exploring the 1990 United States quarter dollar with the D mint mark, a coin that many people might overlook, but which holds considerable interest for collectors. The D mint mark indicates that this quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary mints in the United States. While quarters from this year are relatively common in circulation, high-grade examples, proof coins, and mint errors can make this coin much more valuable than face value, making it an exciting piece to examine for both new and experienced collectors. The obverse of the 1990 D quarter features the familiar George Washington portrait, which has been a central design element of the Washington Quarter series since 1932. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1990. The D mint mark appears just to the right of Washington's ponytail, a small but critical detail for collectors. Many collectors carefully examine the sharpness of the portrait, the definition of the lettering, and the condition of the fields, the flat areas of the coin, to determine the quality and potential value of the coin. On the reverse side, the coin displays the classic bald eagle design, with wings outstretched, clutching arrows and an olive branch. The inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum and $quarter surround the eagle. This reverse design remained in use for decades before the launch of the State Quarters program in 1999, which means that the 1990 quarter represents one of the last issues of the classic eagle reverse. Collectors particularly value coins with sharp details on the eagle's feathers, arrows, and olive branch, as these are indicators of a strong strike from the mint. The 1990 D quarter is composed of copper-nickel clad with an inner core of copper and outer layers of copper-nickel. This composition means the coin contains no precious metals like silver, so its collector value is derived entirely from condition, rarity, and errors, rather than intrinsic metal content. Most circulated 1990 quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents, but uncirculated examples, or those preserved in high-grade conditions, can fetch several dollars, and rare, professionally graded coins may sell for significantly higher amounts depending on the type and severity of the error. Even minor anomalies can attract collector attention, making careful inspection of each coin very important. Collectors also pay close attention to grading, which assesses the condition of a coin on a scale from 1 to 70. Circulated 1990 D quarters usually fall between grades 30 and 60, while uncirculated or mint state coins are graded MS60 to MS67 or higher. Coins with minimal marks, strong original luster, and sharp details receive higher grades, which in turn increases their market value. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC are commonly used to authenticate and grade valuable coins, ensuring that buyers and sellers have confidence in the coin's condition and rarity. If you have a 1990 D quarter in your collection or find one in circulation, it is worth examining carefully. Look for sharp, crisp details on Washington's portrait in the eagle on the reverse. Check for strong luster, minimal scratches, and any unusual markings that could indicate a mint error. Avoid cleaning your coin, as this can significantly reduce its value. High-grade or error coins should be stored safely in protective holders and may be considered for professional grading to maximize their market potential. Historically, the 1990 quarter represents the later years of the traditional Washington quarter series, just before the U.S. Mint began issuing state quarters in 1999. This transitional period makes the coin interesting, not only for its collector potential, but also as a piece of modern numismatic history. It captures the design, minting techniques, and collector interest of its era, offering insight into U.S. coin production at the end of the 20th century. If you enjoyed learning about this rare 1990 D quarter and want to uncover more hidden treasures in everyday coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new coin discovery. Join our community at Retired Pennies World, where we explore the stories, history, and hidden value behind coins from every era. Your next coin find could be more valuable than you ever imagined.